All right, ready? Caleb.
Yep.
This is how to stop being ignored online. Does this remind you of you? You know, you're online, you're spending a lot of time creating content, trying to build a relationship with your audience, but your audience is just not paying attention. I mean, they're there, but they're not really engaged, or they're looking at something else. Well, if that's you, I totally understand where you're coming from, because although I've been doing this for 10 years and I do have an audience now, it wasn't always like that. And it's hard because in the beginning, when you're building your business and your brand and you're on your blog or creating your podcast or doing a video, you're putting all your energy and effort into something, your best stuff, and nobody's paying attention. It doesn't feel really good. So make sure you stick around, because in this video, I'm gonna give you 3 different things that you can make sure you do, that you have to make sure you're doing if you want people to stop and start paying attention to you. All right, so I want you to imagine that you are on a walk, just walking on the sidewalk, you're strolling along, looking at the ground, past like some dried gum or something, but then all of a sudden, you see a nice, bright, shiny quarter. What do you do at that point? You usually stop and at least acknowledge it, but then most people are gonna bend down and pick up that quarter, right? Now that's the approach that I want you to take when it comes to, okay, well, how can I get noticed? How can I get people to stop and pay attention to me? You need to be a bright, shiny quarter in this world of noise and dirty gum. Now to continue with this coin analogy, it's interesting, right? Because a quarter, people are gonna mostly bend down to pick that up because there's value there, right? And obviously you'd love to be that $100 bill that people would love to find on the ground. But you could also be that penny on the other end of the spectrum where, yes, people will see it and they'll pay attention to it, but they're just gonna continue to walk by it and then never think about it again. So the question is, what's gonna get people as they're walking along to stop and see the value that you have to offer? Number 1, you wanna make it very clear that when people come across you, that you understand the pains and the problems that they have. With all the noise out there, just by simply showing that you understand what a person is going through allows them to stop and consider, wow, you actually know what's going on, maybe I should stick around. There's a quote by a man named Jay Abraham who said, if you can define the problem better than your target customer, they're gonna automatically assume that you have the solution. So there's 2 parts to this. Number 1, first of all, understanding what those pains and problems are. And then number 2, understanding how you can show that you know those things right away. So let's start with number 1. The best and easiest way to understand what a person's problems are is to literally have a conversation with them. Have a conversation and ask them, what are you struggling with? Perhaps that conversation is not in person, but maybe online through a direct messaging platform of some kind or through an email. By simply asking, what are you struggling with right now? They're gonna tell you in their own language what they need help with. And then your job there is to take that information and then give it back to everybody else who is coming across your way. So how do you do that? Well, on your website, make sure that it's very clear in the tagline or somewhere at the top that they know that you understand exactly what they're going through. Then a little bit deeper on the About page or on your Getting Started page or even in some of your content, if it relates to the things that they're going through and you can show them that you have the solutions, well, they're gonna stick around and wanna pay attention more. On a video or on a podcast, you wanna mention at the beginning of those episodes that you understand what they're going through. And that's where the hook comes in. That's why at the beginning of this video, we had that little meme there that showed you that like, hey, maybe you're putting all this work into something and you're just not getting the results. That's why you're sticking around to watch this video. So again, to sum it up, understand the pains and problems that your audience is going through, understand the language that they're using to describe that, and display that language in picture form, in text form, in voice, wherever you are sharing content. All right, number 2, this is really important, and I want you to think about, to set this up, the last time you went to a meeting or a networking event or somewhere where you met people for the first time that you hadn't ever met before. Now those conversations are really interesting, right? When you meet people for the first time, they're very surface level, like, hey, what's your name? Where are you from? What's your business? All those kinds of things. But it's the moment during those conversations where one of you shares like a commonality or similar experience that becomes your person, right? Like you hang on to them and you just become buddies after that, right? It's almost like a conversation that might go like this. Hey, so where are you from? I'm from San Diego. How about you? Oh, I'm from Texas. Oh, that's cool. I've never been to Texas, but what school did you go to? I went to Cal, UC Berkeley. Are you serious? I went there too. No way. What year did you graduate? 2005. Me too. Best friends forever. Sorry, I got a little out of hand there, but see what I mean? Like it escalates because you have these commonalities and you find these things out about yourself. And guess what? You can do that online too. Don't scream in people's faces though. But see, by putting a little bit of your personality into your brand, you're gonna be able to make these connections with people that you wouldn't even know exist. So I do this at the beginning of my podcast episodes. I have a little random fact shared about me just for like 5 seconds, but it's so funny because when I go to conferences, people remember the one that they relate to. Like this one time, this woman was like, Pat, you're a big baby. And I was like, that's mean. But she's like, no, you mentioned in a podcast episode that you were 11 pounds, 12 ounces where you were born. And I had a big baby too. So I just remembered that. Or the guys that meet me at conferences and they go, Pat, how's your fantasy football team? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it because it's not going so well. So you can see by injecting a little bit of yourself into your brand, it doesn't have to be huge. You don't have to talk about your whole life every single day. But by injecting little things like the things you enjoy or the things that you love, people are able to connect with that. And the cool thing is that even though people may not be a Back to the Future fan like I am, and I would imagine that there aren't very many people like us who love it that much, but that's something you know about me, and it's really interesting because then I get tweets like this. People tweet me, they think about me just because Back to the Future is on television. Or when a person goes to Target and they see a Marty McFly doll, they're like, oh, that reminds me of Pat Flynn. So now, by putting my personality into my brand and things like that, people are now thinking about my brand without me even having to do anything. They become triggers that over time remind people of me, which is pretty awesome. So I would encourage you to just be a little bit more you online. As my good friend Chris Ducker says, founder of Youpreneur, he teaches people how to build their personal brands. He says that your biggest advantage is just being you because you are 100% original and nobody is like you. So you might as well use that to your advantage. That's what's gonna get people to stick around because of you. Although they might find you because of content, although they might come because of the community, they're gonna stick around and you're gonna stand out because of who you are. Now, another way to get people to, as they're walking by, stop and say, yes, that's what I need more of, is to give them small, quick wins. Charles Duhigg, the author of a book called The Power of Habit, dedicated a full chapter to the idea of these small, powerful, quick wins. And the reason why offering a quick win works really well is because, well, number one, they're quick, but number two, it forms a habit in that person's mind that, yes, good things happen when I'm here, so I'm gonna continue to come back for more. It's almost like when you think of any good video game that you've become addicted to, think about what those first levels are like. Like if you go back to the first level of Angry Birds, what is it? You have 3 red Angry Birds and bad piggies on this building that if you hit anywhere, you're going to win. You are going to win. It's like the worst architecture I've ever seen. So you win, you get 3 stars, you get all these points, and then all of a sudden you're in level like 5,000 and you forgot to pick up your kids from school. So yes, as you're building your business, I know you have these big ambitions for your audience. You're trying to teach them all these things. You're trying to help them out. But the best way to help them out is to give them a small, quick win first. So let's say, for example, that you had a fitness website and you're trying to help people lose like 50 pounds, 20 pounds, a lot of weight, right? Well, a great way to get them started is to offer a challenge, for example, that helps them lose 2 or 3 pounds. That sets things in motion because once that happens, they're gonna feel that motivation and wanna continue to drop that weight. So I wanna challenge you, are there any quick wins that you can offer your audience? Like literally within 5 minutes, can a person who just discovered you get something that they hadn't gotten before? That's how you're gonna get them to stick around and pay attention, to share, subscribe, and follow you. By following these rules, you're going to be that bright, shiny quarter, or perhaps even that dollar bill that people are gonna stop for when they come across you on that sidewalk. So before you go, of these 3 problems, understanding the pains and problems and struggles of your audience, putting a little bit more of your personality into your blog or your brand, or offering small, quick wins and rewards for your audience, which one do you need more help with? I'd love to see your comment below to see which one of these 3 things resonates most with you that you are also going to work on next. Thank you so much for watching this video. By the way, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we got a lot of great stuff coming your way. Hit that notification bell so you can get notified when new videos come out. And actually, if you comment within the hour after a new video goes live, you're eligible to win an SPI pin, which is really cool. And then finally, make sure you answer that question I just asked. Which one of these 3 strategies and principles is the one that you are gonna work on next? Thank you so much, I appreciate you. Team Flynn, you're awesome.